Hello, welcome back, and in this lecture we are going to design the center menu. As you can see, when we hover over to this menu, it's changed background color to a slightly gray color, as you can see. But when we hover over to the first menu, it doesn't change the background to the gray. And we have also given the color of Facebook logo to this first li element. So how we are going to do that? So let's get started. So first of all, open up the CSS and scroll down to the center menu. As you can see, this is the center menu and this is the center menu ULLI. So we have given the width and we also given the text length center property. It's time to give a pseudo class of hover to this center menu ULLI. Here we are going to add a center menu ULLI and we will say hover, and whenever we hover over to center menu ULLI, change the background to this color. The color I'm using is F5, F5 and F5. So this is the color of the background which we want to apply when we hover to the center menu ULLI. So let's save the file, and when we refresh the page and whenever we hover over to the menu, as you can see, given the background. So as you can see, the background height is very low. So let's give a height to the li element. So here we are going to say give a height of 50 pixels, and instead of using 129 height, we will say 120. So let's save the file. So let's refresh the page. As you can see, the background is now have a 50 pixel height because we have given the li element a 50 pixel height. Now it's time to give a line height. We can use a flex align property, but we will not use it. We will use line height. So we will say give a line height of 50 pixels. So line height, and we will add a height of the property. We will say 50 pixels. So we will say we will give a height of the li element which is 50 pixels. So save the file and refresh the page. As you can see, is given the height of the li. So now the background is height of 50 pixel and the li height is now 50 pixel as well. So our item is now in center position, and it's time to give a round corner to the background. So we will use border radius property to round our corner. We will say 10 pixels and it will round over the corner, and as you can see, when we hover over to the menu, it gives the round and it gives the background color as well. So as for the first menu, we don't need to use a background color, so we will add a class to the first li element to give this blue color. So let's add a class. So here we are going to add a class. We will say the class is C for center, and we will say active. So this is the class which we going to add to the li element, and here we are going to add a color. So we'll say color, and the color will be the color of the logo. So we're gonna scroll up, and here you can see this is the color of logo. We will copy it and we will paste it here, and when we so let's save the file and refresh the page. As you can see, nothing's happened because we haven't added the class. So when we add the class here to the first li element, which is this, I'm already in the first li. So we'll say class and class of C active. Save the file, and it will not work as well because the color for the font awesome icon we have already given. Inside the style.css, you can see if you scroll to this center menu, you will li a span font awesome icon, we have given this color. So in order to give this font awesome icon a color, we need to select this item first. We will properly select the element. So we will say, as you can see here, we have selected the li element, and now Inside the li element we have a, and we have a span, and we have font awesome icon. So we will select these element. So we'll say dot c active. Inside the c active we need to select anchor tag, and inside the anchor tag we have a span element, and inside the span element we have a font awesome icon. So in this icon we need to give this color. So we will paste the color, and now we will say this color value is important than this. So we will add an important value. We will add important, and when we save the file and when we refresh it, you can see it given the blue color because we have given the important value and we have properly select the element. So now it's time to remove the background on hover state. As you can see, when we hover over to the first li element, it gives the background, but in the final project we don't have a background on hover state. So we will remove the background when we hover it. So we will say here dot c active, and whenever c active is on the hover state, give the background of this. So we'll say background, and we'll say white, and give an important value because we want to add a white color, so that is why we use important value here. So we will close it, and when we refresh the file, whenever we hover over to the first li element, it will not give the background color as it is given here, as you can see, because we have changed the color to white when we hover to the c active element. And now it's time to add a border bottom property. So we will add border to the bottom. So we will use border bottom. So directly select the border of the bottom. So we'll say border of the bottom, and now for the first value for the width of the border, so we'll say 3 pixels will be the width of the border, and the second value is the style of the border. There is a solid style, which is a normal border. There is also a dash border style, but we use solid. So we'll say solid, and in the end we will give the color. So color will be the color which we have used in the icon. So we'll say copy it, and we will paste it here. Save the file. As you can see, it gives the border bottom 3 pixel, but it's round the corner because we have given the li element a border radius property. Here you can see we have given the 10 pixel border radius, so that is why it's applied to the c active as well. We will add a border radius property to the c active, and we will say give us 0 pixel border radius to c active. So we will remove this color because we don't need this color, and we will add border radius, and we will say 0 pixels, and this value is important for the c active. And when we save the file and when we refresh it, you can see it's removed the border radius from the first li element. Now let's add a margin. So we will add a margin here. So c active, we will say margin of 5 pixels and 0 pixels, and we will also add a height of 52 pixels because we need to give more height to this first li. And you can see we have given the background on the hover state to these li elements, and we also reduce the li width here. You can see from 129 to 120 pixel, and we have given the height, and we have also given the line height, and we have given the color on the hover state, and we have also created the c active class. And whenever you use a JavaScript or a jQuery to select these elements by the scripting language, you can easily select these. But in this course we only focus on the CSS, so we are not going to learn that. So whenever you use JavaScript or jQuery, you can easily work with the class, or you can add whenever you want when we click on these elements. So that's it for now, and in the next lecture we are going to learn how to implement this notification span. So see you in the next lecture.